When I was growing up, I pictured the 2000s and beyond as the years where technology ruled. We were going to have flying cars, automated vacuum cleaners, and self-lacing boots. Now flying cars are still a pipe dream, but we've already got the Roomba, and Nike has debuted its Hyper Adapt, an auto-lacing sneaker that lights up and frankly kinda makes you look like a 5-year-old. All you're missing is the loud squeaking.
얘도 왜 그래?
What I did not see coming was people getting so invested in tech that they actually forgot to live in the moment. People glued to their gadgets, people seeking validation from Facebook likes and Twitter followers, and perhaps worst of all, people going around town chasing imaginary creatures that they can only see on their mobile phones and getting hurt in the process.
2 men fell off a cliff in San Diego after hopping over a fence to catch a Pokémon GO character. The Encinitas Fire Department found a man about 75 to 100 feet down the cliff. A second man was also found unconscious 50 feet below.
Yes, I'm one of the few who don't get Pokémon GO. Sure, it's an amazing phenomenon. I mean, it was first launched in Australia, New Zealand and the United States on July 6th. And in just a week, it got more installs than Tinder and more daily active users than Twitter, which is fantastic news for some corporations. Nintendo has seen its market cap more than double to over $40 billion US.
Is this some crazy company or what?
Now, the company's shares have tanked since it said last Friday that Pokémon GO would have only a limited impact on its earnings. But the stock is still up by about 60% compared with the game's pre-launch days. Meanwhile, we've got at least one analyst, Needham & Company, saying that Apple could earn $3 billion in revenue from in-app purchases over the next 12 to 24 months. Some may argue that the figure is a little far out, but it must be noted that people are already making $1.6 million worth of in-game purchases per day in the US alone. But what does it mean for us tech-addicted consumers? I'll tell you what it means. It means that once it's launched here, we're going to be even more socially handicapped than we already are. Put it this way. The good news about Pokémon GO is that we finally get off our lazy butts and go out in search of imaginary beasts capable of saying their own names. The bad news about Pokémon GO is that we finally get off our lazy butts and go out in search of imaginary beasts capable of saying only their own names. Okay, fine. It's not fair to say that players don't interact at all. People do make friends. In fact, BuzzFeed says Pokémon GO is the upgrade to Grindr every gay man has been looking for. But for every friendship made, there are at least just as many incidents of people walking off cliffs, getting robbed, or even lured by sex offenders. Besides, you're not really socializing or interacting with anyone, on a meaningful level at least, when all you want to do is catch them all. If you really wanted to connect with your friends, you'd be at the restaurant or pub down the street, exchanging stories, and with actual eye contact. Remember what that felt like? And that's just augmented reality. Look at how attached we are to our everyday gadgets. We don't talk to our kids and ask them about their day because they're too busy playing on their tablets and iPhones, and to be honest, so are we. We develop ridiculous attachments to inanimate objects. A lot of people I know would have an anxiety attack if they accidentally left their mobile phones at home.
No! No!
Even more bizarrely, according to NBC News, a Georgia tech researcher found that many owners of the Roomba name their little robo-helpers, assign them a gender, and treat them like actual living pets. Newsweek also had an article on our attachment to all things tech. It cited a Sherry Turkle, an MIT professor, as saying that we are reaching a point where we might actually prefer kinship of machines to relationships with real people. And that's because we're overstressed and overworked. We don't want to deal with someone face to face when a WhatsApp message will do. According to Turkle, it's from there we say, I'd rather talk to the robot. Friends can be exhausting. The robot will always be there for me. And whenever I'm done, I can walk away. Which makes me wonder if maybe one day we'd be so socially awkward that we'd consider dating an OS. Remember the movie Her?
What's it like to be alive in that room right now?
I wish I could put my arms around you. Wish I could touch you.
How would you touch me?
I mean, there are already documented cases of men who are in long-term relationships with blow-up dolls. I am not making this up. They even inspired this Hollywood movie.
Hey, I have a visitor.
Where did you meet this person?
I met her on the internet.
Yeah, well, everybody's doing that now.
Now, obviously, tech isn't all bad. Augmented reality can do wonders. With Pokémon GO, people do get out of the house more, which is great for patients who suffer from depression or just people who plainly just need some exercise. And last week, we heard how rape survivors in India use Snapchat filters to break their silence.
I was 5 years old when it happened.
Sure, it may look a little absurd, but it's incredibly empowering because the victims could tell their personal story while concealing their identity without fear of being vilified. Still, it wouldn't hurt to dial back on this over-reliance on technology and just get out there. Saying that, if you're watching this on mobile, you're completely free to put away your devices after watching our video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Now, what was I saying? Yes, get out there. Grab your buddies and go on a horseback riding expedition in Mongolia, skydive in Iceland, explore the ruins of Machu Picchu. Go on, live a little. After all, you only live once. Just saying.